Welcome back to the Baco Motorsports Power Hour. Mike Griffith here. We're in the Bakersfield Speedway segment today. Bakersfield Speedway promoter, owner, water boy, track preparer,
Dude does everything.
restroom cleaner. Scott Schweitzer is gone. He had to be at a meeting, but Steve Hughes is here for the whole
Is he
day
on
because,
vacation too?
you know, maybe. But, you know, Steve's not on spring break. So we'll get through this and talk about Bakersfield Speedway.
I wasn't the first choice. I wasn't the second choice, but I was the third choice. So.
You were the quick choice.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
When I found out yesterday, you were my first phone
You're
call.
lucky I was just coming to town.
While I was in Lewis's office.
Nice,
it says,
nice.
I'm on the phone.
Just
I'll
happy
get
to be
Steve
here.
Hughes here.
Yeah, happy to be.
I know he's not going anywhere for spring break. He's got stuff to do. But anyway, they had a big weekend of racing out there at Bakersfield Speedway. I don't know. The first slide we might have is what's upcoming at the racetrack here. Am I right? Oh yeah.
Man, big weekend. Johasi
Saturday.
Rebar getting in on the festivities for this weekend, their Easter giveaway. That's just such a great family business. Man, and they always do cool stuff like this out at the Bakersfield Speedway, but great lineup as well.
Yeah.
IMCA modifieds.
Hobby stocks, IMCA stock cars, mini stocks, mini dwarfs. The first time the mini dwarfs are going to be at the track. I think it's first of 7 or 8 for the mini dwarfs.
Nice.
They were actually out there on Sunday for a Chris Kearns event.
Yeah.
So they got it in a
little bit of practice.
little practice, and
Yeah.
that's good because first-time drivers, they kind of need that.
Right.
Because I think at the Sunday things, they kind of divided up, and you'll get your first-time drivers or the inexperienced ones together.
Right.
And then maybe the junior mini dwarf feature where the 5 to 8-year-olds goes a little better with more experienced drivers in it, because sometimes you get a first-time driver out there with a couple of these junior mini dwarf drivers who are on it and have a few races, veteran
yeah.
7-year-olds
Right.
who have a few races under their belts, and it could be a recipe for, let us say, lots of spins and cautions and yellows and delays. So I think that's
great
a good
time
thing.
for the kids. I hear they're giving away some Easter baskets.
Oh, I'm
and
sure they
things
always
like
give away
that.
some
Yeah.
Easter baskets. I'm sure
Yeah.
the Easter Bunny will be there. The modifieds going to have a lot of cars for that. I'm
Yeah.
sure they always put on a good show. The hobby stocks,
Those
IMCA stocks,
IMCA
mini
stock
stocks,
cars, man. Those stock cars are really fun to watch.
and they sound good. They've got a
heck
nice
yeah.
tone out of it. What
Yeah.
they're using on. They sound different than a
Yeah.
hobby stock or a pro stock. They just
do.
have a different sound to them.
Yeah.
And they put on a pretty good race. But they had a little racing out there last weekend, and Tom Mock was there. Of course, they had the 360 sprint cars.
Well,
A lot of shots.
these here are the California Lightning sprints. Here.
Those are the California Lightning sprints.
They always bring a ton of cars, and
There we go. There's a
360.
360 sprint car right there,
Yeah.
and you can see the 360 sprint cars don't have the wings on them. They have plenty of horsepower, and they can get a little sideways and lose a little, you know.
There's some debris coming at the camera there.
And that's what makes these shots from dirt track racing so nice. It's hard to show there's lots of action on a pavement track,
Yeah.
but you just don't see it because
Right.
you're kind of glued to the track. And here, you know, you're turning the wrong way to turn through the tracks the right way. Up here, we got a little side-by-side action showing down low and up high.
Yeah, definitely 2 lines of racing there. You see looks like that high line starting to take on rubber. That's probably in their main event on Saturday night.
I wasn't there. I was out at the Condors game, so I didn't see this race. Can't tell you a lot about it. But it looks like they had a pretty good field of these 360 sprint
did.
cars, and I think they're going to have them here a couple times this year.
Good. USAC
More than
is
once.
whoa, 3 wide.
You
That's
get 3
what I'm
wide, and
talking
that's
about.
a testament. I know Scott had he did some work in turn 4 to try to widen that out a little bit. He had a picture on his Facebook page out about working on it, and
makes that exit much nicer. And you can drive it in to 3 a little bit deeper, knowing that you have that little wider breadth there coming out of turn number 4.
And you got 3 wide here in that shot, so it looks like it was a pretty good night of racing on a pretty good track out there.
Yeah, it looks like they're coming out of turn 2 there as well. So
up high and down low, and that's the beauty. There's probably one preferred groove.
Yep, they're pushing the cushion right there on the outside. That Buster and Ziggy Enterprises number 17 car.
Yeah, he's looking for a spot.
Yeah,
he got away from this, and when it was all said and done,
whoop! That's Johnny White, the chainsaw, making his debut in the 360 Sprinter.
I probably found out that it's not the same as pavement.
No, certainly not.
Well, we've got to thank Johnny White for this shot.
Yeah.
Tom Mox certainly does.
Yep.
That happens not a lot.
Yeah, looks
but
like
it happens in the open wheel cars.
Looks like that right rear might have taken a shot there. I don't know if that's the end of the flip or if that's the beginning of the flip, but that big right rear looks like it is. Doesn't have any air in it.
No, it doesn't. And Johnny can talk about that. That's a little different than running the half mile at KCRP
Well, sure,
and
but
glued
it's
to the
a
pavement
lot
track.
softer landing when you get, when you drop onto that clay. So.
Yeah, so Johnny White did not win.
No.
No,
Troy Rutherford
Troy
dominated
Rutherford
this one.
came around for the win. I think we've got the results here, but Troy Rutherford was the winner. Jace Vanderweerd, he's out there a lot.
He is.
So these guys, DJ Johnson was third, Danny Roa fourth, Trey Marcham fifth.
How about that kid, 81T of Corey Elliott?
Yeah.
In a big 360.
That's good for him. Sixth place, local driver there. And then we got Max Adams finished 7th, Roddy Gardner 8th, Jeff Sibley 9th, and Ryan Timmons 10th. So these 360s are fun to watch. I like them without the wing, and they're just a fun class. They only race here a few times a year. I guess the next open wheel class we're going to see is on April 15th.
Oh, boy, big one. World
Big
of Outlaws
ones.
making the return to
World of
Bakersfield
Outlaws,
Speedway.
wings, horsepower, fast.
Man,
really fast.
Yeah.
So mark that. And that's
April 15th.
That'll sell out about 3,400 seats there.
You can get your tickets now.
Get your tickets now. That's going to be April 15th, a Friday night. And you should probably start thinking about getting tickets because that will be a sellout, as most World of Outlaw events are.
Right. I know you can visit World of Outlaws website. I just don't have I don't know the number.
Yeah, just
I don't know
Google
that
World
number
of
you can
Outlaws,
call.
and you're going to find it.
Yeah.
You'll find out all the information. They're on their Western Swing now. They've been racing around. I think they're up in Placerville this weekend. They're going to run Tulare. So this is going to be the first time in 10 years the World of Outlaws are going to be at Bakersfield Speedway.
I think it's longer than that, man. I think it's 10 plus.
But it's a decade.
Yeah.
A broken decade, but a decade.
Right. Yeah.
And then we had some slides of the B-Mod racing.
Spec mods.
Sport mods out
Motor
here.
City
We call them
GMC,
sport mods.
Sport mods.
Sport mods, and a good field of cars for that, too, out there.
Guy that led from the drop of the green flag right there, that 7C. Nice side-by-side racing.
Right. And just good competition in this class. Generally, sometimes a B main. I don't know if there's a B main that night. I didn't look at the results.
They had a full field, I can tell you that.
Full field of race cars out there. A good class. Had a lot of different winners last year, starting off with different winners this year, because when it was all said and down, Clint Rickenbach.
Clint Rickenbach.
A kid, son of Chad, who may be retired, not officially.
No, I don't think he's retired.
Not officially.
But,
he's out of the car right now.
Clint coming back, and
in that 7C car, he got a big victory for him. So we kind of had it wrong in print. We had Chad winning.
It's all right.
And we'll make a correction on that. But this is obviously not Chad, much younger.
Don't say much. I mean, goodness gracious.
Younger. I go back to Chad and covering pro mods in the 80s.
He does resemble his father 20 years ago, I can tell you that, when Chad had hair.
Chad had hair?
Oh, at one time, you bet. A full head just like that. But a great win for that young man.
Yeah, good win, good night of racing out there for the sport mod class, and they're going to be here running another 15 times this year. So there's the results. You had Clint Rickenbach, Levi Kiefer, always strong.
Yep.
That strong competition there. Jordan Hager, he's been in a variety of cars.
Nice
That's
run
strong.
for him, finishing on the podium.
Billy Simpkins, good run for Billy to finish 4th. Lee Jensen stepped into a sport mod where you see a lot of him in pro stocks.
Yep.
Michael Johnson, Chris McKellar, Gary Dutton. I think Gary won the first race out there of the season.
So that's going to tighten up the points there at the Bakersfield Speedway.
You can already look.
Finishing outside of the top 5 and 8th.
Wayne Kaufman and Garrett Jernigan there.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing of those sport mods.
Yeah.
Hero 1 week, out of the top 5 the next race.
Well,
it is tough.
Yeah, the parity in that division goes from 1st to 22nd.
And Gary Dutton won the first race. He was the points leader, meaning he probably started 10th or 12th.
Correct.
Which means there's a lot of cars to pass in a short race.
Yep, certainly.
And that creates even more parity, because you've got good guys starting ahead of you. You're not
Right.
coming through a bunch of guys who can't
Right,
drive.
you got guys that finish second, probably finished or starting right in front of you, and just goes
through guys.
It's all about that points earned average,
And so that's an
I
interesting
really
way.
like that for a season long, especially with as many races as the Motor City GMC Sport Mods run. 17 races throughout the year. That points earned average does come into play. So I think it's great. Keeps the points tight. Doesn't allow for a runaway and
Right.
all the way to the final
And
race
it
of
just
the
makes
season.
it. You've
Yeah.
got to earn those wins. You're earning
Yeah.
a win in these classes.
It's great.
So then we had the American Stock class running out there. Go through those slides pretty quick. We got some more sport mods here, but
One of my favorite divisions, man. That
Ah.
grassroots racing.
defending champion Brian Childress was the winner here, and Nicholas Johnson second, Trevin Baker, Cody Johnson, and Dakota Brown. You can look through the rest of the standings, and then we'll play some slides there. Get some of the pictures, and then
Good looking new race car.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
good looking race car there, and then the last race of the night. When we go through those, we had the California Lightning Sprints,
Got some winged sprint car action
which
there.
are they run the motorcycle engines in their
Yep.
wings, and they're just glued to the racetrack,
Yeah.
and they get around really quick.
It's hard to beat that Bobby McNovich in that 21X car,
It's hard to
man.
beat him, and guess what?
Yeah. Huh.
Nobody did.
No.
No, there it is. He's first. AJ Binder, James Healing,
Zach Zaus in
And-
fourth in the 29 car.
right, and Pat Kelly, and the rest of the finishers there. So,
And they always
there it
put
is
on
a-
a great show. Great field of cars there as well.
yep. And remember, got the racing next week at IMCA Modifieds and all the others at Bakersfield Speedway,
And the Easter Bunny's
and
coming.
the Easter Bunny.
Thanks to Joe Hossie Rebar.
Yeah, and we're going to take a break here and be back with what Steve's here to talk about, Kern County
All right.
Raceway Park.